Hello, I'm Shanice Lachelle Bryant. I am a junior social work major from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. And at Clark Atlanta University, I serve as a Student Government Association Executive Intern. I also serve as Community Service Coordinator for Organization for Social Change. I'm the Treasurer for Association of Black Social Workers. I am a newly inducted member of Phi Alpha Delta Pre-Law Fraternity International and also Sigma Alpha Pi Honor Society. Some other campus organizations that I'm just a regular member in is National Council of Negro Women, NAACP, Pre-Alumni Council, Newly Ladies of CAU, and yeah, that's what I do. How does that all affect me? So outside of just being in all these organizations and having positions and trying to maintain a balance, I also am a work study student, so a lot of the free time I would have had to be more dedicated to going to events or helping set up or anything that's on campus, I'm at work, so it takes up a lot of my time. And also with that, I'm a big stickler on that's a mouthful. I mean, I really enjoy what I do. I hope that everything I do is for, I guess, the advancement of me, but then sometimes I can see how it's detrimental in terms of time management and things becoming too much. I feel like I spread myself very thin, and sometimes it's a little gain for myself just to be involved or just to have this perfect resume for graduate school, or I don't know, just anything, just to stand out. My career goal is to be a licensed clinical social worker and a child advocate attorney, and in careers like that, they're not based in accolades, they're not based in praise. So everything I do is very genuine to myself and what I believe in, especially my platform LEAD, which stands for Listening, Education, Advocacy, and Dedication and Service. LEAD is not just my platform that I use for the United Negro College Fund, but it's also my platform for life, because everything I do, I implement it in some way. The way college affected my mental health really started with the transition. Again, I come from a small town. Even though Moncks Corner is near Charleston, which is a bigger city, I still didn't live there. So I was used to a small mind mentality of less than 10,000 people coming to Atlanta that has millions of people. Also back home, I came from a place where I had the privilege of having a really strong family name to help me through life until I came here. It's just like, you're nobody. You have to find what makes you different from everyone else. I was no longer the smart black girl, because there's multiple smart black girls here. So it was really just finding myself in the mix of the chaos and finding what I loved and finding some place or somewhere where I can prosper and just bloom. Right now I'm budding, but I'm pretty sure by May 2020 I will be blooming. How can I say it? I think the biggest effect to my mental health was not even moving into college, because I was very excited. I felt like my transition in terms of being away from home was great, because I was happy with my choice of school. The biggest thing that affected me was the death of my grandmother the spring semester of my freshman year. That was the worst, because I just went home after having this wonderful first semester, meeting great people, having great experiences, and then just to come back to a place where I want to share that with everyone, and then bam, one of the most important figures in your life is just like sick and they're dying. It's just, where do you go from here? Definitely battled with seasonal and regular manic depression. Wanted a fresh start coming in spring semester and the new year of just happiness and just peace and serenity. And I feel like that affected me because I did not talk about her death with anyone. I did not grieve over it because I felt like people like my mother needed me more. I tried not to act any other way or out about it. It wasn't until that summer that came about when I realized how different I was internally and how much it affected me mentally, when I realized I was stuck in a delusion. Even now I have to catch myself sometimes when I speak in present tense as if people like my grandmother or my grandfather are still here with me, and then I have to realize, no, you need to change that, Shanice. I went to therapy. It was on campus because of course it's free, even though I pay for it in my tuition. It's free, and I wanted someone else's perspective because I remembered my freshman year, my dean, she told us, don't come into this profession using your problems and trying to apply it to someone else while helping them. And I really took that seriously because I know what that's like for people to do that to me when they come to me with their problems, how it affects me. So after going to therapy, I really felt like I wasted this woman's time. Like I don't know, I just felt like I was okay. It was just like, I'm kind of expert too because I learned about this in class. Like, what are you supposed to tell me that I don't already know? Or it wasn't that I didn't want to open up to her, but it's just like, I'm not a crying type of person. So what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do in here? And it was not until I think that spring semester of sophomore year, closely to spring break, that it really hit me. It was just one day I really thought to myself, wow, if I was to have children, they would never know the people who raised me because both of them are gone. And after just having that thought, because again, my mind, it wanders all the time. It's like it's a train. It never sleeps, it never stops. It's New York City in there. After that one thought, it was over, it was done. I could not go to class without coming back having a breakdown. I couldn't be around anybody. My roommates saw the difference. My friends, I saw the difference. The guy I was with at the moment saw the difference. And I was sitting here like, why are y'all acting this way? Or why do you think I'm this and that? But I didn't realize how closed off I was to them in terms of expressing my emotions, because I was always the person, I'm okay, I don't need help, I can do this by myself. And I was so prideful with asking or just expressing my feelings to people, because it's just like, do you really care? Or I don't want to be seen as this weak person. And I just have to realize, Shanisha, you have to let that go, especially if you're in a profession where people are scared to ask for help when they need it. You have to let that go yourself. You can't preach something that you're not doing. So of course, slowly but surely, I began to make a breakthrough with expressing my grief and my loss and my inner turmoil that was going on in my personal life. But I'm still a work in progress. I don't know how I balance it. It really goes day by day. I never have a set plan on, this is how I'm going to tackle this issue today, because sometimes, especially recently, I never stick to those plans. It's always something that changes, or it's always something that comes up, and when there's something that interferes with my routine, it will bother me for the longest, because I have to stay organized. Organization, doing things step by step, list, I have to have it. So since I can't predict my day all the time or predict when things happen, I just try to usually go with the flow just to prevent stress. For my future, I'm hoping that I reach a place where I have complete peace and solitude with my life, and I accept the loss, or just any I guess you can say any failure, any thing that does not go my way. Even currently right now, I am fighting to the death for a 4.0, and I know there is a possibility that won't happen. And I have to remember that I am not this perfect person, and that it's okay to get a B. That doesn't mean failure. And that sometimes my standards, not that they're unrealistic, but they do stress me out. And when it's things like school that I actually love and enjoy and I have a passion about, I don't want to stress myself out to the point where I no longer care, and it's just like, oh, I'm just here. I never want to get to that point where I'm wasting my own time just to accomplish something, or where I'm stressing myself out to accomplish something, because then it's no longer fun. Like, if you are at a job that you don't enjoy, then it's work. But if you do enjoy it, then it's happiness, and that's what I want: happiness and joy in the world. I don't know, I'm feeling very optimistic about my future, and I'm happy where I am. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm content where I am with my mental health. I feel like I've developed better coping mechanisms of actually talking to people when things bother me, even if I'm not as descriptive, and I know sometimes I'm still vague, but just at least expressing, oh, this happened and I'm very bothered, instead of just keeping it inside, just like, you know, whatever, no one cares. Or I write in my diary, my journal, and sometimes I look back at it like, wow, Shani, she really was going through something serious. But then it's just the feeling I get of, I'm not going through that anymore, so I know there's always something better. I also, I don't know, just my interactions with people, because before people were so open with me and I'll just sit there like, oh, okay, yeah, my favorite color is yellow. But now it's like my favorite color is yellow because the sky is just so beautiful. Like, it's just, I just feel like a new person, and it's very relieving. It's very joyful, and I'm so excited for where I'm going.